Hi, and welcome to the channel. I've always struggled finishing painting my armies, which is why I've revisited the way I paint to make it easy, fun and fast with consistent results. I'm about halfway through painting my High Elf army from the Island of Blood starter set, and a few people have asked me how I paint them, so I figured, why not share the process? To start, prime the model in Scar White. Next up is Leadbelcher, painting the metal pieces on the skirt, chest armor, helm and spearhead. Don't worry if you get paint over other parts of the model, since this is the first color, you will get some other chances to paint it over. But try to not paint over the white part of the skirt, since we won't paint over that later. Now it's time for some Retributor armor. It adds a rich and regal look to the model, which is perfect for the high elves. I painted over the shield, quiver, shoulder pad and the guard of the spearhead. Painting the shield gold is also a really good way to reduce and simplify complexity, since the original had a very complex and multicolored paint scheme. Next up is Alaitoc blue. I will be using it for the robes, the arrows and essentially any cloth detail. Next up is Mournfang brown. I'll be using it for areas like the gloves, hair and any other wooden detail like spear shaft and bow and quiver. Now it's time to bring some life into the model with Kislev flesh. This is perfect for any exposed skin areas, which on this model is only the elbows and the face. Since this is tabletop quality, I'm not too worried about being a little messy. Next up is Mephiston red. This darker red will be the base coat for all of the gems. They are tiny and easy to miss. But make sure to paint them, since they are great focal points and are an easy way to create details on the model. And now is Nuln time. Nuln gets a bad rap sometimes, but it's a really easy and effective way to tie everything together, as well as bringing quick shading in all of the recesses of the model. Use your brush to try to get the paint to pool in the right places. After the Nuln has dried, paint Fire Dragon Bright. This vibrant orange is perfect for giving those gems an underglow, making them feel like they have depth. Again, search for all the gems, they are very easy to miss. Next up is to give the gems a specular highlight with white scar. I usually paint it in the top right corner, but keep consistent with your model. Now that the model is painted, it's time for the base. Feel free to do your base however you want. I try to mimic the 8th edition original paint scheme, but in my own way. I dry brushed Steel Legion drab, then painted the rims in Abbadon black. As you can also see, I already glued the small sand grains before I primed the model, to make this process a little bit quicker. And for the last bit of detail, I added a small Verdia Velt tuft. So, here is the whole troop. Now that it's completed, I'm pretty happy with the results. It took me roughly an afternoon to paint the whole troop. You may notice some inconsistencies with how I painted some parts, like the quivers for example. For tabletop quality, I would rather get them all done in a short time than try for perfection. Most of the details will be hard to spot anyway on the battlefield. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.